One thing which is really annoying me in the last couple of months is the conversation around ChatGPT is going to replace Google, or Google executives are very worried about ChatGPT. Yes, ChatGPT is a path-breaking platform which has been released by OpenAI, but there is still many moons or months or years away that it can replace Google, or it may not replace Google. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anis Merchant, and today I'm here to debunk the idea that ChatGPT is going to replace Google. And let me tell you, it is not. It is far, far, far away from it being replacing, or it has a capability to replace Google. Yes, I can tell you I've been a big user of ChatGPT and I'm really impressed with its capability and things which it can deliver to you and me as a user, and really augment our capabilities for many moons to come. And yes, today there are many applications which I may be using Google for. I have stopped using Google because I rely on platforms like ChatGPT, which really help me drive my capabilities or my needs, or addresses my needs much more quicker. So before we get ahead and me start talking about comparisons about why ChatGPT wins over Google or how Google wins over ChatGPT, let's dissect what Google is and what ChatGPT is. Now, when you think about Google, you and I don't have to explain to you the benefits of Google. But for the sanity of the argument, let me try to decode Google a little bit better. Today, Google is a search engine, and it has expanded its search capabilities across many domain areas than it just focusing on the websites. For example, you can search for content or ideas through the websites which it has indexed or cataloged. You can search for books or recommendation for books. You can search for products, and it can give you comparisons of products, its availability, price. You can search for flights. You can also use Google search for addresses or, finding places or finding people. You can search on Google images and other content which you would like to go ahead and understand or go deeper in. So it has many of these search capabilities rather than it just having a simple cataloging platform or a capability on the website. Now, when you think about search, you can search about many things, whether it's about your health, your personal life, your professional life, topics you're interested in, or things you want to learn more about. You can definitely go ahead and use Google from a search. And what it does and what it enables you is it doesn't give you an answer straight away, but it gives you the sources which is more relevant to the question you are asking or the things which you are searching for. And it helps you index based on not only your search input, but also what others have done and how good that content is based on what others have clicked on and what others have actually put their time and focus on. And that's how Google search works. Now, but when you think about ChatGPT, it's a conversational AI platform. And what it means is if you ask a question or if you ask it a platform to provide you an answer or a perspective or a domain, it will give you that answer. It's like you are having conversation with me, and based on the domain or the knowledge which I have, I will be able to provide you with that information. And that's where the crux lies. ChatGPT is limited to the domain and the data which it has been fed, which Google doesn't have that limitation, because what Google does is it basically traverses through all the websites which exist on the World Wide Web, and it brings and distills and catalogs that information, and based on our search results or the search query which we have intended to give Google on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. More importantly, ChatGPT is not real time. If you really look at ChatGPT's website, it clearly states that, and in my video also, I was able to demonstrate that it only has data up to 2021. So if you ask for what were the biggest events in 2022 or Can you share what were the big websites in 2022, or what were the big health benefits or health diets in 2022? You will not be able to get that because it doesn't have that level of information, or it's not up to date with that level of information. So that's the second big differentiation which you would see between ChatGPT and Google. The third piece, where you use Google today for flights or for providing insights into products or domains, what ChatGPT would do, it will provide you recommendations or routes, which flights you can take, what routes you can take, or which books you can read, but it doesn't give you the links for the books. It doesn't tell you what are the fair price, which airline is giving you the relevant price at the real time. They're still miles away for that information to come in. So definitely for that third area, Google wins over ChatGPT. The fourth area, which I strongly believe that ChatGPT has a big benefit over Google and vice versa, also has a negative point against Google, is around its answers ability. Sometimes we search on Google and it will provide you many links. If you are novice or naive in that particular topic, you may click on the links which show up on the first two or the three links, and you will not go to the second, third. There is enough research done by Google and by many experts that many people will not go to the trouble of clicking on the second, third, fourth page of Google search. Whereas in ChatGPT, if you ask a question or if you are naive about a topic and you want to know the answer, it will be able to give you a direct answer. So that's where ChatGPT really helps and wins over Google by giving you a very straight and saving you time. However, the data is limited. It's only till 2021. More importantly, it can get scary where it can misrepresent or provide you misinformation, whereas Google doesn't provide you an answer. It provides you options where you can make up your mind and you can distill your own information and create your own information based on what Google is recommending to you. So that's where the positives and the negatives are between Google and ChatGPT. The other perspective is around how you try to build your own knowledge. Now today, it takes a lot of effort in Google you to build your own information, build your own knowledge, versus in ChatGPT, it provides you a direct answer. So building on to the fourth point, you may be getting a little too, I would say, when you think about domains which are, of interest to you and you want to be inquisitive about it and you want to do your own research and build your own knowledge, ChatGPT will make you limited with that. And more importantly, it will not allow you to develop your knowledge better in the future. And this is which is a bigger problem for me today, where I see a lot of people getting excited about ChatGPT, that it is a savior. Definitely, you need to start using ChatGPT, and I will be building on a video on how ChatGPT can be leveraged to build businesses in 2023. But when you think about becoming a slave to that particular platform, I would say use that platform judiciously and leverage it as an augmenting platform rather than a platform which will go ahead and direct you or impart your knowledge which may be right or wrong in the entire context. I hope today's video has been helpful for you and you can learn some benefits of ChatGPT over Google and vice versa. But if I have to sum up, definitely ChatGPT is not here to replace Google. Yes, there are some dimensions of our day-to-day needs of Google is going to get replaced by ChatGPT, but not the entire purpose of Google. If you like this content, please like, subscribe to my channel, and I would be looking forward to seeing you in my future videos. Take care. Bye-bye.